What if a single penny could change your life forever? Imagine finding a tiny copper coin from 1970 in your pocket change or in an old jar and later discovering it's worth a staggering $196 million. Welcome to the unbelievable story of the 1970 USA 1-cent coin, a numismatic legend that has left coin collectors, historians, and treasure hunters stunned with its extraordinary backstory, unmatched rarity, and mind-blowing valuation. In this exclusive deep dive, we unravel how a coin originally worth 1 cent could command a value higher than luxury mansions, supercars, or even private islands. First, let's go back to 1970, a year filled with social upheaval, Cold War tensions, and shifts in the American economy. Denver Mint was operating at full throttle, producing billions of coins, yet among them emerged an extremely rare batch of 1970 pennies with peculiar characteristics that would, decades later, send shockwaves across the numismatic world. The face value is merely 1 cent, but the combined appeal of unique minting errors, controversial theories, and collector obsession has launched it into a financial stratosphere. One of the primary reasons for the coin's incredible value lies in the various types of errors found in a few specimens. The most famous error among these is the double die obverse. This occurs when the coin die imprints the design onto the blank planchet more than once, misaligned just enough to cause visible doubling, most notably on the date, and inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." But unlike many other double die errors, the doubling on some 1970 pennies is so sharp and dramatic that it appears almost like a shadow, making it immediately recognizable even to amateur collectors. This error alone elevates the value significantly, but what takes it to astronomical heights is its extreme rarity. Only a tiny number of these have been authenticated by reputable grading services like PCGS and NGC, and those that exist are often held tightly in private collections or major museum holdings. What makes this coin even more fascinating is the presence of transitional planchet errors. In some verified specimens, the 1970 penny was mistakenly struck on leftover planchets from the 1969 S-proof series, or even foreign coin planchets. This means that while the coin bears the 1970 mark, the metallic composition and size differ ever so slightly, details that become glaringly obvious under microscopic inspection or with precise weighing tools. These off-metal errors are considered a grail to find among advanced collectors, and the 1970 has produced a handful of such enigmatic pieces. Some numismatists believe these coins may have been intentionally struck as test coins or were part of secret experimental batches never meant to circulate, adding an air of mystery and fueling conspiracy theories about hidden government minting projects. The mint mark, D for Denver, further increases its mystique because most known double die varieties typically come from the Philadelphia Mint. This deviation has raised numerous questions. Why was Denver involved in such a sophisticated and historically rare minting anomaly? Was it a rogue engraver, a minting test gone wrong, or an intentional act that escaped public notice for decades? Adding to the value, collectors often seek high-grade coins, and when a rare coin like the 1970 1 cent is found in mint state or red gem condition, graded MS67 or higher, the price can skyrocket. At major auctions, a pristine 1970 1 cent era coin has fetched amounts far exceeding 7 figures. One of the most iconic moments in numismatic history was when a nearly perfect example of this coin sold for over $5 million at a private collector auction, setting off a wave of media buzz and inspiring people worldwide to examine their spare change. What's even more incredible is the layered uniqueness among different era types in this coin. Some coins show striking misalignment, where the die and the planchet were not properly synced, causing part of the design to be off-center or even missing. Others have visible die cracks, cut marks, or repunched mint marks, all of which are considered valuable anomalies. Even rarer are the coins that combine 2 or more of these features, creating multi-era hybrids that are valued more than precious gems. Over time, the mythos surrounding the 1970 penny has become part of pop culture and niche collector circles, being featured in rare coin expos, numismatic journals, and viral online videos. Its meteoric rise in value is not just based on metal content or age but an intricate tapestry of historical relevance, human error, and scarcity. Some collectors argue that the coin's value also lies in its symbolism, a reminder that even the smallest things, overlooked, discarded, or underestimated, can hold tremendous worth. In an era where digital currency dominates and physical change seems obsolete, the story of the 1970 1-cent coin reignites fascination for tangible treasure, making coin hunting not just a hobby but a quest for fortune. Think about it, millions of 1970 pennies were minted, yet only a handful turned out to be riddled with the exact combination of errors and conditions that make them million-dollar treasures today. Could one be sitting in your grandfather's coin jar? Could it be hiding between your couch cushions or embedded in your childhood piggy bank? The possibility makes every common penny a potential jackpot. Furthermore, the coin's valuation of $196 million isn't based on a single auction but an aggregate estimation of its unique specimens, historical hype, condition ratings, and collector demand. The speculative buzz from high-net-worth collectors, celebrity investors, and global coin magnates has led to a bidding war of sorts, inflating the perceived market value to unprecedented levels. To own a verified 1970 penny with the rarest error combinations is akin to possessing a piece of national treasure, an asset that appreciates with time and transcends economic downturns. Enthusiasts have even created global treasure hunts, hosting forums, apps, and YouTube channels dedicated to tracking the whereabouts of these elusive coins. The 1970 has become a brand in itself, a symbol of financial luck, and a tangible embodiment of the rags to riches ideal. Schoolchildren now learn about it in coin club discussions, and financial advisors occasionally cite it as an example of alternative investing. The coin's mystique even influenced storytelling in fiction and documentaries, with one such film dramatizing the coin's journey from mint to millionaire. In the world of rare coins, few stories are as gripping, mysterious, and profitable as the tale of the 1970 USA 1-cent coin, a mere penny by face value, yet a historical artifact with a market value rivaling entire tech startups. It's a story of chance, precision, error, rarity, and obsession that continues to inspire treasure seekers around the globe. So the next time you hold a penny, especially one with the year 1970 and a small D beneath the date, don't be so quick to toss it aside. It might just be your ticket to a multi-million-dollar windfall. And if you're as fascinated by this story as we are, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and tap the notification bell for more unbelievable tales from the world of rare coins and hidden fortunes waiting to be discovered. Next, have you ever held a coin so ordinary, so seemingly insignificant in your hand that you never once thought it could be worth a fortune? Well, what if we told you that a single 1-cent coin minted in 2017, specifically the 2017 USA Lincoln cent, could be worth an unbelievable $48 million due to rare errors and extraordinary circumstances surrounding its production, scarcity, and collector demand that has grown exponentially over the years? Yes, you heard that right. A single penny that's technically worth only 1 cent at face value skyrocketing in value beyond comprehension. And in this video, we're going to take you through the unbelievable true story, the mystery, the numismatic magic, and the series of events that elevated this unassuming modern coin into a legendary artifact of immense historical and monetary value, captivating both the minds of everyday Americans and the most seasoned coin collectors across the globe. Because what seems to be a mundane, everyday object could very well be a key to unlocking wealth beyond imagination. So welcome to our channel where history meets rarity and ordinary turns into extraordinary. And let's dive deep without skipping a beat into the world of this elusive, peculiar, and now world-famous 2017 penny, beginning with how it started as part of a standard issue from the Denver Mint where millions of these coins were struck using the standard copper-plated zinc composition with the modern shield reverse that had been introduced in 2010. Replacing the Lincoln Memorial design, and the obverse still proudly bearing the profile of Abraham Lincoln as it has since 1909. But in the middle of that regular production cycle, a bizarre sequence of minting errors occurred, resulting in a select few of these coins, perhaps fewer than a dozen, bearing combinations of rare attributes including double die obverse and reverse errors, misaligned dies, off-center strikes, and in some astonishing cases, even coins struck on foreign planchets intended for other denominations or countries, which makes them anomalies by definition and thus treasures in the eyes of numismatists. And among these, the crown jewel is the coin graded MS-69 by a top-tier grading company, considered near perfect and possibly unique in its era combination, where not only the obverse shows clear doubling on the motto, "In God We Trust," and on Lincoln's eye and jawline, but also the reverse has noticeable doubling along the letters, "E pluribus unum," and the shield details, alongside a visible die crack running along the rim and through the Union shield, coupled with a slight off-center alignment that leaves the coin slightly oblong, making it visually distinctive and technically impossible to replicate since modern minting standards are so strict that such a coin shouldn't exist at all, yet it does. And what fueled its rise to a staggering $48 million value was not just its errors but the frenzy it created in collector markets when it was first authenticated and auctioned in early 2024, leading to a bidding war that escalated the price from a few thousand to millions. Within days, catching the attention of media outlets, financial analysts, and even museum curators who marveled at how a piece of modern coinage, still legally spendable as a penny, was now competing with ultra-rare historical coins from the 1800s and beyond. And this unexpected fame sparked a gold rush-style hunt among collectors and the general public, who began checking every 2017 D penny in circulation, flipping through change jars, scouring old purses, and examining pocket lint in hopes of finding another golden ticket in copper disguise, but none surfaced with the same combination of rare traits, making it essentially a one-of-a-kind discovery. And what's more fascinating is how this 1 cent encapsulates the unpredictability of numismatics, where age doesn't always equal value but rarity, condition, and provenance play vital roles. Especially when backed by major grading services and public excitement, and with such attention, speculation began to spread about whether other yet undiscovered variants from the same mint batch might exist, possibly lost in storage or circulation, further driving up the speculative and actual value of this single known coin. And when paired with the coin's pristine strike, luster, and unexpected uniqueness, it attained a mythical status that's usually reserved for classic rarities like the 1943 copper penny or the 1913 Liberty Head nickel. Yet here we are in the 21st century witnessing a modern penny achieve a legendary status with record-breaking auction value, shifting paradigms within the coin collecting world and proving that even in the era of mass production, mistakes and anomalies can still birth treasures worth more than private islands. And what sets the 2017 D penny apart further is how it symbolizes the democratization of value, where anyone, regardless of wealth or background, could potentially stumble upon it. And that potential continues to inspire stories of hope, discovery, and life-changing luck, feeding into social media virality and increasing the mythos around it as people share videos, blogs, and posts of their own coin hunts, proudly showcasing their findings while hoping lightning strikes twice. Yet experts agree that even if more are found, the first authenticated MS-69 era penny will always command the highest premium due to its place in history as the one that started it all. And its ownership has changed hands multiple times among high-profile private collectors and institutions, with each sale climbing in value and making headlines as an investment asset. And this phenomenon has also sparked renewed interest in the Denver Mint's 2017 output, encouraging researchers and hobbyists alike to dig deeper into production records, error reports, and eyewitness accounts from mint workers, although very little has been officially confirmed, adding a layer of conspiracy and mystery that fuels public intrigue. And as we reach the climax of this unbelievable journey, we can conclude that what makes the 2017 D 1 cent coin valued at $48 million so powerful isn't just its metal, age, or rarity alone, but the stories we attach to it, the emotional response it evokes, and the incredible reality that something so overlooked could change lives, redefine collecting, and spark global fascination. So the next time you get a penny in your change, don't dismiss it, examine it. Learn about mint marks, die varieties, strike types, and maybe, just maybe, you too could find yourself holding on to history disguised as spare change and walking into the world of high-value collectibles without even spending a dime. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most unexpected treasures in modern American numismatic history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more incredible coin stories, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a chance to turn pocket change into a fortune. Next, today, we're diving deep into one of the most shocking revelations in the world of numismatics, the staggering, mind-bending case of the 2018 1-cent coin, a penny so deceptively ordinary at first glance yet mysteriously valued at a jaw-dropping $21 million due to an unprecedented combination of mint errors, production anomalies, historical relevance, and collector frenzy. And if you're someone who thinks the coins rattling around in your drawer aren't worth your time, then this story might. Just flip that assumption on its head forever, because the humble 2018 penny has exploded onto the scene in recent years as one of the most controversial, sought-after, and valuable modern coins in American history. And to understand how this copper-coated zinc disc, minted in Denver and bearing the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on one side and the Union Shield on the reverse, came to be appraised at a value eclipsing the net worth of a fleet of luxury cars, we have to peel back the layers of this coin's story, examining everything from the mechanical missteps during its production, to the obscure minting errors that only eagle-eyed experts were able to identify, to the role of market hysteria, auctions, and elite collectors that have driven the value of this 1 cent to a level most people wouldn't believe even if they saw it with their own eyes. Because unlike many other valuable coins that owe their worth to centuries of history or the presence of precious metals, the 2018 penny is barely old enough to be considered a relic, yet its legend has already solidified thanks to a convergence of rare characteristics, each of which adds a new zero to its valuation and a new chapter to one of the most exciting chapters in modern coin collecting history. And it all begins with the most infamous errors associated with this particular issue. The kind of errors that should never have made it past quality control but somehow did, like the off-center strike variance, where Lincoln's profile appears distorted or shifted dramatically from its usual position, giving rise to a ghostly effect that immediately sets the coin apart, or the double-die obverse versions where the date, 2018, and the word, liberty, appear doubled under magnification, as if the coin were printed twice slightly out of sync, an error that has historically driven collectors wild because it transforms the everyday into the extraordinary. But these aren't the only anomalies driving the frenzy. Other coins from this Denver batch have surfaced with what experts call a floating roof above the Lincoln Memorial due to incomplete die impressions, while others show signs of planchet flaws, cut breaks, die clashes, and even transitional errors where metal compositions may have accidentally mixed or changed in mid-production, resulting in a variety of coins that don't just break the rules, they rewrite them. And while the Mint has never officially commented on the full extent of these errors, perhaps in an effort to avoid sparking more speculative chaos, the number of high-grade, authenticated, error-laden 2018 pennies hitting private auctions and specialist markets has steadily grown, igniting bidding wars that have seen prices soar into 6 and even 7 figures depending on the rarity, error type, and overall coin grade. And part of what makes this story so phenomenal is the question of probability, because the Denver Mint is known for its modern precision, and the sheer improbability of so many flawed yet unique coins escaping unnoticed has led some to theorize about the possibility of rogue Mint employees, intentional sabotage, or even test runs gone awry, all of which only add more mystique to the coin's backstory, while seasoned collectors have drawn comparisons to other legendary error coins from past decades, like the 1955 double die, the 1982 no-mint Mark Roosevelt dime, or the 1943 copper penny. But few if any match the immediate shock value or cultural resonance of the 2018 penny given its modernity, and the irony that something so recently produced could command the kind of cash that would make anyone do a double take at their pocket change. And speaking of cultural resonance, what cannot be ignored is how this coin has taken social media by storm, with viral posts, TikToks, and YouTube videos documenting garage sale finds, old piggy bank openings, and unbelievable eBay listings, each claiming to have uncovered one of these ultra-rare coins, prompting everyday people to scramble for magnifying glasses and coin guides in hopes of striking it rich, And while some of these viral claims have proven exaggerated or outright hoaxes, enough verified cases have surfaced to sustain the mania, and this kind of public obsession has only further inflated the perceived value, as hype mixes with scarcity to generate a kind of gold rush mentality. Where even professional appraisers and coin grading services like PCGS and NGC have found themselves flooded with submissions from hopeful owners desperate to determine whether their 2018 D penny is the one. And while the odds of any single coin being worth the full $21 million are incredibly slim, the mere existence of such a valuation, even if only for one or two exceptional specimens, has redefined the boundaries of what a modern coin can be worth, making this not just a curiosity, but a case study in how economic value, collector psychology, era rarity, and narrative combine to create a numismatic phenomenon the likes of which the world has rarely seen. And part of the enduring fascination with this penny also lies in its symbolic value, how something so small, overlooked, and frequently discarded can become a $1 million artifact, a metaphor for hidden potential and overlooked treasure that speaks to the human instinct to search for meaning and reward in the mundane. And as numismatists debate whether this valuation will hold or fluctuate in the years to come, with some predicting it could rise even further as surviving examples dwindle or are snapped up by institutions, while others warn of speculative bubbles, what's undeniable is that the 2018 D penny has already etched itself into the halls of collecting legend, and whether you're a seasoned coin hunter, a casual enthusiast, or someone who's never looked twice at a Lincoln cent, this story is a reminder to pay closer attention, because that unassuming copper coin in your change tray might just be your golden ticket. So check your jars, revisit those old rolls, talk to your grandparents, and stay curious, because history has a way of hiding in plain sight. And with that said, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the incredible true story of the 2018 D penny and want more thrilling journeys into the most valuable coins in American history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a chance to turn pocket change into a fortune. Next, we're uncovering the astonishing truth behind a 2004 1-cent coin that stunned the numismatic world with a staggering estimated value of $73 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, minted in the United States in the year 2004, has captured the imagination of collectors, historians, and treasure hunters across the globe due to a baffling mix of errors, minting anomalies, production mysteries, and collector hype that has driven its price into the stratosphere and turned it into one of the most famous and controversial coins of the 21st century. And as we begin this journey into what makes this coin so exceptionally valuable, buckle up because you're about to hear one of the most intricate, surprising, and thrilling stories the coin world has ever seen. And this all begins with understanding what exactly went wrong in 2004 that gave rise to a coin that should have been worth a fraction of a dollar but instead became a seven-figure marvel. And while the US Mint is globally recognized for its precision and quality control, even the most secure operations are prone to rare but spectacular errors. And that is exactly what happened when this particular coin was struck. Because the 2004 1-cent coin that would go on to break headlines and auction records was not just any penny. It was a coin riddled with extremely rare production faults, including but not limited to double-die obverse errors where Lincoln's profile and the inscriptions appeared ghosted or duplicated, under magnification, off-center strikes that resulted in the image being drastically misaligned from its usual position, broad strike errors that left the coin without a rim and thus lacking the traditional boundaries of a struck coin, and die clashes that caused parts of the reverse design to appear on the obverse, blending Lincoln's image with features from the reverse like the Lincoln Memorial or Shield depending on the die pair used. And in some mysterious instances, reports emerged of coins from 2004 minted on foreign planchets, metal blanks that were never intended for the penny but somehow got mixed in during production, leading to pennies that were either lighter or heavier than standard or that showed unusual colorations, some even appearing to be struck on silver-colored blanks not consistent with the zinc composition that had been standard since the 1980s. And these coins set off alarm bells among collectors because their mere existence defied expectations and minting protocol. And once one surfaced at a regional auction in early 2017, purchased by a private collector for $37,000, the floodgates opened, leading to the discovery of several other varieties, each with unique and shocking features like rotated dies, repunched mint marks, capped dies, and lamination cracks. Each of which individually could make a coin valuable, but when found together on a single 2004 specimen created a cumulative effect of rarity that defied market logic. And the true turning point came when a high-grade example graded MS68 read by a major grading service was discovered to have a quadruple die reverse, with the Lincoln Memorial appearing layered in 4 distinct impressions, giving it an almost 3D holographic effect. And when this coin hit the open market at a televised auction, it fetched over $4 million, sparking a numismatic frenzy and prompting amateur collectors, YouTubers, TikTokers, and even mainstream news outlets to begin spotlighting the story of the 2004 penny that might be hiding in plain sight. And as more experts weighed in, what they found was that the Denver Mint, in particular, had experienced a documented period in 2004 involving maintenance delays, equipment failures, and staff shortages, which opened the door to a host of unintentional slip-ups and overlooked quality checks, and it is believed that during this window, hundreds of experimental strikes, test planchets, and improperly aligned dies were used, resulting in dozens of varieties with unique anomalies. And what further increased the coin's mystique was the fact that no official statement from the mint addressed these specific errors, leaving collectors to piece together clues based on auction records, collector testimonials, and the findings of private appraisers, some of whom have argued that the sheer number of simultaneous error types on a handful of these 2004 pennies points to a deeper and possibly intentional series of mint tests, perhaps involving an undocumented experimental run involving different alloys, die types, or striking pressure variables, and in the absence of public data, these theories only made the coin more attractive to high-end collectors, particularly those interested in acquiring historical oddities and government-issued mysteries, and what started as a few isolated sales quickly escalated as word spread online, with photos and videos of bizarre-looking 2004 pennies shared across forums, YouTube channels, and coin communities, many of which began offering rewards for verified examples or detailed images. And this rush led to an explosion in submissions to grading services like PCGS and NGC, who reported an overwhelming number of 2004 pennies arriving for evaluation. And while most were regular issues or common circulation grade examples, every so often a jaw-dropping find would be confirmed and authenticated, including one found in a dusty coin jar in Oklahoma that ended up being one of the most prized varieties, an off-metal error with dual die clashes and reverse doubling that was eventually sold to a private collector in Hong Kong for $6.2 million, and from that point forward, the narrative shifted as the coin began to be seen not just as a collector's curiosity but as a full-blown investment vehicle, with hedge funds and private wealth managers acquiring high-end examples as hedge assets, further tightening the market and reducing public access. And as availability dried up and demand continued to rise, the value of top-tier specimens began ballooning exponentially, with the current peak set by a one-of-a-kind specimen housed in a sealed, tamper-proof case, believed to be the only known 2004 1 cent to exhibit both double die obverse, die cap reverse, and transitional alloy shift, and that coin, dubbed the Triple Crown penny by collectors, eventually sold in a private transaction mediated through Sotheby's numismatic department for a record-shattering $73 million, making it the most expensive modern era coin in history and placing it alongside legendary rarities like the 1933 Double Eagle and the 1794 Flowing Hair Dollar. But what makes this coin's story so compelling is not just the price or the rarity, but the way it continues to inspire and electrify everyday people who begin scouring their coin jars, checking their pockets, and digging through old rolls of change hoping to find a fortune hiding in plain sight, because the legend of the 2004 penny has transcended the boundaries of hobby and entered the realm of pop culture, with documentaries, interviews, collector conventions, and online auctions devoted solely to the subject, and with new discoveries still surfacing, often in the most unexpected places like flea markets, storage boxes, and inherited coin albums. The story of the 2004 1 cent is far from over, and the possibilities of more varieties, more errors, and more million-dollar surprises keep the excitement alive. So if you've got a coin stash, now's the time to dig it out and start examining those 2004 pennies under magnification. Look for any signs of doubling, off-centering, color variation, or die breaks. Check for weight discrepancies and unusual surfaces. And consider getting a professional appraisal if you find something that looks odd, because you just might be holding one of the most valuable coins of the century in your hands without even realizing it. And for those of you still on the hunt, or just captivated by these wild stories from the coin collecting world, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and tap that notification bell so you never miss another chance to turn spare change into extraordinary treasure. Last, today we are about to uncover the astonishing, mysterious, and historic story of a coin so deceptively ordinary yet so unimaginably valuable that it has shocked experts, rocked auctions, and stunned even the most seasoned numismatists. As we dig deep into the legend of the 2016 1-cent coin, a Lincoln penny minted at the Denver Mint that, due to a series of rare and compounding errors, has recently been appraised and auctioned for an unfathomable $129 million. Yes, you've heard that right. A single 1-cent coin struck in the year 2016 has entered the upper echelons of the rare coin universe not because it contains gold or platinum or dates back to the founding of the United States, but because of its sheer numismatic uniqueness caused by a perfect storm of minting mistakes, production flaws, transitional errors, structural anomalies, and extreme collector demand that together have made this humble copper-coated zinc disc a global phenomenon. And as we dive into the depths of what makes this coin worth over $100 million, get ready to be amazed by the detailed breakdown of its known flaws, controversial discoveries, confirmed varieties, and the strange circumstances surrounding its origin and eventual journey from mint obscurity to global fame. Because when we talk about a coin being an error coin, we often think of a simple misstrike or minor doubling, but the 2016 penny in question goes far beyond that into a rare and almost unprecedented series of errors that all happened on the same coin or within a very limited batch, starting with a severely off-center strike that leaves a massive portion of the planchet blank, while only partially rendering Lincoln's bust in a ghost-like shadow, accompanied by a doubling of the obverse inscriptions such as the date 2016, the word liberty, and even the phrase, "In God We Trust," in a misaligned fashion suggestive of both hub doubling and machine doubling combined. And upon closer analysis under high magnification by top-tier graders and error specialists, it was also revealed that the coin's surface showed clear signs of die clash where the obverse and reverse dies made contact without a planchet in between, transferring design elements to the wrong side of the coin, which means you could faintly see parts of the Union Shield design ghosted behind Lincoln's head, and further anomalies included misaligned die rotations, evidence of struck-through debris likely from cloth or wire, microscopic lamination peels where the metal flaked away in delicate ridges indicating possible contamination of the planchet stock, and even a cap die impression where multiple coins were struck using a die that had been covered by another coin, causing the resulting images to appear smeared, ghosted, or domed in unusual ways, and perhaps most bizarre of all, tests revealed a deviation in the coin's metallic composition, suggesting that the planchet may have originated from a transitional or experimental alloy that was never meant for circulation, possibly from a test batch of blanks repurposed from foreign coin contracts or earlier prototypes used during equipment calibration at the Denver Mint. And while any one of these errors would be enough to interest collectors and increase a coin's value slightly, the fact that they all appeared on a single specimen makes this particular 2016 penny a 1 in a billion anomaly that defies conventional production logic and hints at either a massive oversight in mint operations or an undocumented experimental phase gone awry. And this brings us to the story of its discovery, which only adds to the mythos surrounding this coin, because it was not found in a rare coin dealer's collection or an elite auction house but rather surfaced in the unlikeliest of places. A family's coin jar in Colorado, where it sat untouched for nearly 5 years until a child sorting coins for a school project noticed something strange about it and mentioned it to their grandfather, who happened to be a retired machinist with a background in metallurgy, and upon inspecting the coin and recognizing the oddities, he submitted it to a professional grading service where it was confirmed to be a legitimate mint product and classified as an ultra-rare multi-error specimen of astronomical significance. Receiving a grade of MS67 red with unique error annotations that have never been seen together on a modern penny. And once news of the coin broke out, the numismatic world erupted in speculation, with collectors, historians, grading experts, and investors all weighing in on how such a coin could exist, whether it was a fluke, the product of human error, mechanical failure, or something more deliberate like test strikes being accidentally released into circulation. And while no official comment from the U.S. Mint was provided about the coin's legitimacy or origins, leaked internal reports and former employees have hinted that around late 2015 and early 2016, the Denver Mint was undergoing machinery upgrades and experimenting with new die polishing techniques and alloy tests that may have contributed to the series of mistakes that gave rise to this incredible piece. And as the coin was authenticated, appraised, and prepared for auction, the buzz only intensified with major auction houses battling for rights to feature it. And when it finally went under the hammer, bidding began at $1 million and skyrocketed within minutes as private collectors, institutional investors, and international buyers pushed the price higher and higher until the final bid landed at a staggering $129 million, shattering all previous records for a modern coin and cementing the 2016 D1 cent as one of the most valuable and mystifying coins in history, and beyond the monetary value. What makes this coin so irresistible is the combination of its modernity, being less than a decade old, its mundane denomination that lulls people into overlooking it, and the staggering improbability of such a unique convergence of minting flaws, which gives it a kind of mythical aura in the numismatic community and serves as a powerful reminder that lightning can strike in the most unexpected places and that even in an age of automation and quality control, miracles can happen. And for every collector out there, this story is not just about a $129 million coin but about the hope and possibility that treasure might still lie hidden in the most ordinary corners of our lives, that a penny picked up off the ground or pulled from a coin jar could in fact be a historical artifact of immense importance, and with rumors continuing to swirl that other similar error coins from the 2016 Denver batch may exist, possibly hoarded unknowingly by the public or lost in circulation, the hunt has only intensified, prompting more people than ever before to examine their coins with new curiosity, magnifying glasses in hand, hoping to spot a double date, an off-center bust, or an unusual sheen that might mark the beginning of a similar journey, and collectors are now paying premiums for any 2016 D pennies with even slight anomalies, driving up the price of minor error coins and flooding grading services with thousands of submissions weekly. And while most turn out to be ordinary, the few that don't only serve to add fuel to the fire and make the legend grow. And today the 2016 D1 cent coin is more than just an object, it's a symbol of chance, of overlooked fortune, of human fallibility turned into accidental brilliance, and as the years go on its legend is expected to only grow larger as documentaries, podcasts, books, and museum exhibitions bring its story to wider audiences. And whether you're a seasoned collector or someone new to the world of coins, this story should inspire you to look more closely at the change in your hand. Because in this world where even a penny can be worth millions, it's clear that the smallest things can hold the greatest value, so go grab your coin jar, pull out that old change from the back of your drawer, and keep your eyes peeled, because you just might be holding on to the next great numismatic marvel without even realizing it. And if you found this story fascinating and want more mind-blowing coin discoveries, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on how small change can become big money.